So, hello everyone. Nice to have you all here in this Inside XR lecture today. Yes, I am. Let's start right with a question, maybe. Who of you has never tried VR or XR before? Okay, no one. That's fantastic. Okay, next question. Who of you plans to do some kind of XR project sooner or later? One person, okay, not so many, good. And who of you thinks XR is complete nonsense, nobody needs it, we should avoid using it? One person, okay. And what is the rest doing? Are you all doing animation and games? Okay. Okay, so let's see if I can encourage you a little to step more into the XR field, to maybe develop projects with it. The plans for today. So it's going to be about 1 hour, and a half ish insights on XR technology and use cases. And then afterwards we will have a special guest, Alex Markin, from a company called JetStyle, and he created actually a salsa mixed reality experience where you can also learn some salsa today if you want. We'll also I also prepared a lot of other experiences for you. So everybody of you will get like a 20-minute slot in the after the talks, where you can try out experiences which I curated for you. And I also have a little challenge for you to come up with ideas for XR projects. And there will be a little bit of a competition at the end of the day, where we can see which idea might be the most exciting to see as a real project. So basically, after like this around 1.5 hours to 2 hours of talks, we will then split in groups, and I prepare some newspaper articles for you to give you some inspiration for possible experiences. And then when we split in groups, we will basically, while the others are away and can come up with ideas, the others are here in the room and try out the experience, and we flip through it. And around 3 o'clock probably we would meet again. Here it was from 3:30. We will see how we get through the day. So then we will meet again and discuss what you experienced in the headsets, to reflect on what worked for you, what didn't work for you, what you liked, what you disliked. And then at the end we have our little idea competition. Okay, you're in for that? Wonderful. So for everybody in the live stream, we prepared this link here, ahslides.com/kpw19. There you can ask live questions here into the auditorium, and I will try to answer them. For everybody here in the room, in case you have a question, feel free to raise your hand or speak up. This should be interactive as much as possible, not just me talking here. Yeah? So whenever you feel like you feel provoked or interested, or you're curious about something, you want to know more, just become active, okay? Good. So what is extended reality? Extended reality is a lot of things, actually. So it's an umbrella term for virtual reality. We all have an idea what that is. So with the headset, and we are in a completely virtual world. The other one would be mixed reality. That means that you, through the virtual view, you see a video pass through of the real world, of your real environment, and you can project in this virtual view of the real environment, you can project in virtual content, so that you see, as it meant, a mixed reality between the real reality and the virtual reality. And there's also augmented reality, which is for headsets where you really see through with your eyes, where you don't have a video screen in front of your eyes, but you really see with your own eyes, you see the real world, and you get like an Iron Man thing, you know, a projection of the virtual world inside your real eye view. But also augmented reality is used as a term for what you see with iPads, or for example, when you see a virtual world on an iPad app, which is in the video camera view of the iPad, so that are augmented reality apps as well. But what is it good for? What can we do with it? And there's actually a lot of stuff we can do with it. here's some inspiration for you. So there, you can do, of course, lots of different kinds of games in XR. So I have a long list here. I won't name it all. So you can, there's really basically anything you can have as a game, you can also have as a XR game. What's interesting maybe here is that you also have fitness, for example, which is nice because in XR you usually use your body more, so that it leans into it that you also do fitness stuff with it, and or you can have social experiences where you're connected with others over via the headset. And all of you, what you see in the XR world could be first person or also third person. So you not necessarily are locked into the virtual view from your VR headset. There are even VR games where you basically, with your VR headset, see some game in front of you, and you can even control it with a controller, but you can walk around it and control your virtual character, for example, without being in the perspective of the virtual character. And some games are competitive, some are collaborative, some are just playful for the experience, not for any challenges. And there's also the chance, of course, to do gamification of real issues that we have in our society. So to combine that with all these kinds of different games. Okay, so this is from the gaming aspect. Then there's also the use of XR for training, data analysis, and data visualization. This comes in handy for, let's say, if you want to remote control robots that are on some distant location, and you want to control it with a VR headset, for example, and your virtual controllers. Or let's say you want to operate a drone that is somewhere, you can control that drone with your VR headset. There's use in military scenarios, for medical, for surgery, yeah, that's the word, yeah. Surgery, thanks, yeah, for surgeries, for visualization of science, architecture, or data. You can even learn to play instruments in XR. You have, like, let's say, you have, if you want to learn the piano, you can have a mixed reality experience where the experience tells you which keys to push, and you learn it while you're using your real hands on a real piano. To have this, and of course, as mentioned today, you can learn some dancing. And there's also the use of XR for virtual production, which you also have here at the Filmakademie. Let's say you have an LED wall in the background, which is connected to the stream of or the video recording of a real camera, as you've seen on The Mandalorian, for example, where you use XR to blend between reality and the physical world, or also to do virtual location scouting. And say you have in the animated film, you have a virtual environment, and you can then use VR to go through that environment and see which angles look the most interesting to shoot in. And also for spatial design, let's say if you're a 3D modeler, for example, you might use XR to model or sculpt your characters, your props inside a VR headset. So there's special software and apps, particular for spatial design, which is also handy for industrial design. Let's say if you have a complex kind of a motor you are inventing, then you could, of course, then see this from all sides in a real scale. So that's also quite handy. And there's even more, of course, movies. You're here at the Filmakademie. So, and also for movies, there's lots of different kinds of movies that you can do in XR. It can be non-interactive, it could be interactive, or something in between. It can be linear or non-linear, doesn't matter for XR. It can be real-time rendered in the headset. It can be pre-rendered with traditional visual effects workflows, or it could be filmed. And if it's filmed, for example, you can film it, for example, with a 180-degree camera, which gives you like this kind of view, which is more like a traditional film, where you do your regular cutting and your audience looks a little bit around, but is not distracted by something going on in the background. But you can also go for 360. In this case, it's more like a theater play that is around you, where you're basically where you have, as a filmmaker, you have the challenge to focus your audience on where your action is supposed to be, that they don't miss anything that's going on behind them, for example. So that's more challenging from a narrative point of view. And it could be monoscopic or stereoscopic, so 2D or 3D, so also that doesn't matter. And of course, it can be any genre and any style. It could be animated, it could be photorealistic, whatever you want. It could be horror, it could be science fiction, it could be fantasy. Anything's possible. So you see there's thousands of options what you can do with XR. All might be virtual, mixed reality, or augmented reality, and it could be used using headsets. It could be using tablets. It could be using giant screens. Could be projections on buildings, for example. It might be perceived alone in a headset or with others, remote or on the same position, so via the internet, or in the same room. Also, that's full of options here. And also the question how you control, how you interact with the extended reality could be very different. Could be just by gaze, for example, with your eyes, by eye tracking, for example. Could be by head movements. Could be by moving through a virtual space with your body. Could be by interacting with your hands. Could be by using controllers. So really anything's possible. It's really up to you. And it also might be something you do at home, where people buy their own equipment and use it at home with their own VR experience, for example, VR equipment. Or you can maybe perceive it via location-based entertainment. So this is something like you go, for example, to a theme park or to a game center. You get the equipment for, let's say, 20 minutes, play with it with your friends, have fun, pay your ticket for that, and then you give it back, and you don't have to worry about the headset that it all works, for example. So it's just like an attraction you just try out. Has its advantages and of course disadvantages. So you see, all of this might have a narrative component, but it doesn't have to have it. So if you're here, and here at Filmakademie, we try to focus more on the narrative part because that's what we are known for. So where do we come from? Where are we currently, and where are we heading? There's in 1935. Stanley G. Weinbaum wrote a short story called Pygmalion's Spectacles. Really 1935, imagine that. I read it out for you here. The main character tries out a special pair of glasses that can create a completely immersive experience, allowing users to engage with a story as if they were part of it. He is transported to a beautiful and surreal realm called Paracosma, where he meets a captivating girl named Galatea. As their connection deepens, he grapples with the consequences of their relationship, ultimately facing the painful truth that his experience was constructed from dreams rather than reality. So you see, it already contains this love plot in it, and a virtual encounter with an avatar in a way. And it also has this concept already with wearing glasses as to enter a virtual world. If you want to listen to it or read it, here are some links. You can get the slides afterwards too. So it's you can either hear that or read it. It's like 50 minutes of audio. So that was 1935. Then there was 1962. Where a guy called Alan Wicker from the BBC presented this wearable television.
Hello. Excuse me a minute. We're just getting to the exciting bit. I love these westerns. As a commercial. The fashionable thing to wear these days... Oh, here we go again. The fashionable thing to wear these days is a television set. And that, believe it or not, is what this is. Weight, 30 ounces. In this is a cathode ray tube, and it projects an image onto this glass here, or monocle. Oh, here we are. Perhaps you'd like to see what I'm seeing in the old-fashioned way. Should you find television too demanding this way, if, unlike radio, it requires your full attention and other jobs get left undone, this might be the answer. For this receiver, called an electrocular, lets you do two jobs at once. That monocle, as I said, is semi-reflecting. You can see a television picture on it, but you can also see through it. For $1,000, say £350, you could enjoy that Western while washing up, doing homework, reading, or spring cleaning. A tiny television set like this, which enables you to watch two things at the same time, opens up a new and bemusing world. For example, I'm reporting to you, but at the same time, I'm watching me reporting to you. So now I see what you've been putting up with all these years. It's really more than I can stand. Good night.
There you go. So this was 1962. And now we're in 2024, where cybrothels are a thing. So in Berlin, they opened up a cyber brothel where you might get intimate with not only with physical puppets, but you can even have get intimate with a puppet while wearing a VR headset. And then being in this VR headset, having your mixed reality experiences with the puppet and the virtual world. And there's even a tech conference for this called Ars Electronica, which I find quite amusing. So yeah, so that's where we are heading, yeah? The pun of it, yeah. So there's also a conference called just without the E, Ars Electronica, for electronic art in non-sexual use cases, I would say. Yeah, it's
European or worldwide electronic art conferences in Linz every year.
yeah.
That's not really nice, right?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so funny they use that for that. So, and in the case, so of course, this is one way to also have puppets there to touch the virtual world. There are also other ways. So, for example, here this Tesla glove is now available for purchase, for pre-orders. So it costs not much, just $15,000 for a pair of these. And they basically, what they do is you strap them on, and with these things here, they pull back your fingers with motors in case you're or limit your touch your movements, so that you can feel like a contact with the virtual world. And it also has a pixel grid on the tip of the fingers with 3x3 pixels, which gives you even haptic feedback on your fingertips to feel like you're touching different kinds of surfaces, like this, for example, here. You know. Quite interesting, but of course, they are quite heavy and expensive, and they require an external tracking system. Yeah. Then there's also these B-Stick. This is a Kickstarter project, also quite interesting compared to the Cyber Brother thing, I think, if you look at it. So this is something, a haptic device that gives you touch by limiting your finger movement with these buttons here. And it also has some temperature feedback, so it can get hot or cold. And so, in case somebody's interested in that, this can be purchased probably via this Kickstarter campaign. And they also developed an SDK to play around with it. And then in this year's SIGGRAPH, I also came along this project, which is quite interesting. They developed some. Let's see if does it work. Play. Yeah. Come on, doesn't want to. Let's see. No, it doesn't want to play. No. Okay, this doesn't work. Okay, and never mind. So in this case, so what they developed is from Taipei University in Taiwan. They developed water haptics. So basically, you have a little pool with some machinery in it, and like a mist machine and a flap mechanism that makes wind with the water mist, and you have some pouring water down here, and you are in VR, and you can with your hands you can interact with the water surface and the water around you, and have that visual feedback in your VR headset to feel like you're, let's say, experiencing something completely different, but with this water haptics. So, and also this is quite interesting for the content creators among you. Logitech just came out with a pen that you can use to interact with the virtual world with inside the MetaQuest headsets. So you can pair it just like a normal controller, and then you can draw inside the air or on a surface. You also have different kind of tips that you can try out with, so that you might draw with different tips on physical surfaces, but see what you draw in a virtual world. And it's much more precise than what you can do with a regular controller. So I don't know if anybody's interested in that. I already proposed to maybe get one of these for the Filmakademie, so might be interesting. In case you want to try out drawing in VR, not with this, just with this pen. We also on the headsets we have here, where you can play around in the afternoon. We have a virtual painting program already installed, which is even working in multiplayer, where you can basically paint in virtual paint strokes around you in 3D space. Yeah, you can paint in flying strokes in the mid of the air. So we have that. So this is also quite interesting.
Logitech has a stylus for the MetaQuest, the Logitech MX Ink. It was just announced, and I got to...
Okay, let's see. Okay, that doesn't matter for this video. Okay. So other stuff you can try here at Filmakademie, because I heard that you maybe don't know it. We have this slide mill here actually at Filmakademie, where you can really physically walk in VR to get through the Half-Life Alyx, for example, or other video games. But it's not like regular walking, I really have to say. It really, you have to lean into it and then do walk on the spot like this. It's really heavy work. But it's really different to any other experience. So if you want to try out this, just talk to us and we can arrange for a demo session. We also have these kinds of haptic vests here. So this is a B-haptics vest, which has motors like the smartphone vibrating motors, which can give you experience like, let's say, a bullet hitting you first in the front and then in the back, going through you, or being stabbed somewhere on your body by vibrating, or having some rumble action, or let's say you're on a road in a car and you have like rumbling on the body. So you can try out this. And we also have this OVO shirt, and this is actually sticking to your skin electric. I don't know how you call it. So this is like it sends electric impulses basically to your muscles, like you can have in rehab, you know, for muscle strengthening. So this is giving you straight impulses, electric impulses to your skin and to your muscles. We also have that. And if you want to try out like the maximum you can currently have with mixed reality, then we have this Vario XR3 headset. The resolution of the VR is not as good as on the Apple Vision Pro, but it's still quite impressive. And the color pass-through is better than with the Apple Vision Pro still. So if you want to have a mixed reality experience with a state-of-the-art headset, we have purchased that one for a lot of money here for Filmakademie. You can try it, even this one, let's say with the treadmill, for example. Yeah. So just come to us and to Volker or me if you want to try out any of this equipment. Okay, so we already touched the topic of immersion a little bit. It's like a buzzword by now, like everything is somehow immersive. What does it actually mean? So in virtual reality, immersion is the perception of being physically present in a non-physical world. The perception is created by surrounding the user of the VR system in images, sound, or other stimuli, as just provided, that provide an engrossing total environment. Immersion can also be defined as the state of consciousness where a visitor or immersed has their awareness of the physical self transported by being surrounded in an artificial environment. So it's basically about feeling like being somewhere else. Why is this important? It is because if you want to do an XR experience, it's not so much about feeling with somebody you see on the screen and being empathetic with somebody on the screen. It's much more about what your inner journey is while you're in the XR experience. So that's my recommendation. If you want to do something in XR, give your audience exceptional experiences they can share as their stories with others. Yeah, so it's not so much about the stories you perceive on the screen, it's about what you perceive as your story while being in the headset. And there's also two modes that are interconnected in XR. It's we call it lean back and lean forward. Lean back means like if you are in you have a storyteller who tells your story and you lean back or you watch a TV series, for example, you lean back, you consume the content, you think a little bit about it and try to find out who's the killer in a crime scene, for example. But you can relax and enjoy and do your dishes, and if you want, the story will go on. In lean forward mode, it means that you have to be engaged, you have to be interacting with the world, you have to be very aware of what's going on and make react to the experience, which is more common to games. So in XR we have both, and it's up to your experience that you design how much you prefer this or that mode. And it's also called the question of personal agency. So personal agency means how much control and interaction you as the immersant have while being in the experience. That's the personal agency. It's also like if you're a toddler and the first time you can reach to the light switch in the room and you can turn it off and on the light in the room. That's personal agency experienced by the first time in life maybe. And also, the more you get old, of course, the more you lose personal agency because you feel like you have lost less control about your body, your senses. So you lose more and more personal agency, and it can be very frustrating, of course. So having personal agency is something that we appreciate. But if you make a XR experience, you always have to find a way to balance it in a way, and also to teach your audience. What are the interactions? You don't want the audience if you want the audience to focus on your story and be with the non-player characters in your scene, for example, you don't want them to fiddle around with something lying on the floor to try out if this is a physical object that you can interact with. So that's what's so difficult in XR, but it's also very exciting because it's full of potential here, because it's really a medium. XR is not just a different kind of screen. It's really a different kind of medium with different rules. And you can basically now, in this time of life we are here in our society, we are now in the position to shape these rules and to play around with it, to experiment. Yeah. So that's what's for me also as an XR director makes it so exciting to play with it. Okay. So in case let's see if this works now, let's hope. I have here so this is an VR experience or a VR game, which is also coming to, we call it flat gaming when it's not in VR. It's also going to be a flat game on PS5, but it's also be on PS Virtual VR 2 and via PC VR. And it has a very interesting style, which is why I want to show this trailer to you. And
listen to me, burnt one. If you're intending to walk the midnight walk, you better be sure to keep your spark safe and burning.
While I was in the black, I had a dream. There was a monster in the woods. Oh, no. The black.
Oh, the sun away.
Little soul, you charming little wanderer.
Where are you off to now?
And so it was that the burnt one and a small flame took a wander down the midnight walk.
So you see what they did? They actually built physical, I think, clay puppets and 3D scanned them to come up with this unique style, which I find quite inspiring to see. Like, it doesn't have to look like Skyrim or anything. It can be. It doesn't have to be cartoony. It can be really anything. It's up to your creative potential. Yeah. But
Listen to me, burnt
but that's
one.
not out yet. So as soon as it's coming in spring 25, we'll try to get it. But you might also enjoy becoming a cat, and this is something you can try out today, actually. So play VR from a cat's perspective. Looks like this. So that's fun to try out, and you basically, in this case, you have your controllers in your hands, but you don't use joysticks to navigate through the scene. You really have to do like this to crawl on the floor or along the walls, and scratch on the granny's trousers, and then she'll slap you with the pen, and it's really fun. Lots of mini games inside of that. Okay. So this is like to give you some inspiration, like how crazy you can get with it. There's also next part of my presentation will be more about the advancements in headsets technology, and I think you all know about the Apple Vision Pro being a thing or not. So Apple came out with this headset to break into the market, and they were more successful in the US actually than here in Germany. You can purchase it in Germany now, but it didn't go really through the roof, and they are also realizing that it's quite expensive even for Apple users. And actually, they are doing some updates already. For example, on the hand interaction, they stole some of the hand interactions from how you control the menus in the Meta headsets. They made some enhancements on how to connect to your Mac, because they perceive it as a working device also, that you have your virtual screens around you for working. You can now spatialize photos of you did to look at your old 2D photos in 3D in the headset. They now have also a guest mode, because the problem with the Apple Vision Pro is it's really meant for you as a personal device. It's not meant for sharing so much. But now they made it easier with a guest mode to save settings for different people using the same headset. They now also have a travel mode for planes and trains, because otherwise usually you have a problem if the accelerometer in the headset is telling you that you're moving. Of course, it's an issue, because then your menus fly away if you're in a train. I had to try that out in a Quest with my Quest also. It's also fun. And they have now more immersive environments, and they also shot an immersive 3D 180-degree short film now. I don't play the whole thing here, but maybe start a little bit.
Everything we're doing here is the first time that anyone's ever doing it. When you put on the Apple Vision Pro, it does change the way you think about creating a story. It's a wonderful new medium that just expands the horizon of storytelling. Because you're not watching a movie anymore. you're inside the story. It's going to change the future of filmmaking. Everything we're doing.
So yeah, so this is like the highest standard for this virtual for an immersive 3D stereoscopic film probably currently, and I haven't tried it yet. I haven't had the Apple Vision Pro so far in my hands, just for some testing and while development. And now there's also a company in China who also made their rip-off of the Apple Vision Pro called Play for Dream Mixed Reality. It's an Android device. Of course, it's not like Apple Vision Pro. It's like a clone. It has like Apple Vision Pro displays, okay, but the chipset is like from a good smartphone, like the Meta headsets also have it, the XR2 Gen Plus Gen, while the Apple Vision Pro is actually two processors running at the same time to process all the VR stuff. Yeah, so but this is like trying. It is too far, but it's half the price of an Apple Vision Pro still.
And maybe just to add, we have ordered 2 Vision Pros, so
Yeah.
probably arrive this year.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to try the Apple Vision Pro, we will give you a note when we have them. Also very interesting, I think, is a project here called MegaNext Superlight, which was there were a lot of discussions about this headset for a long time. So earlier prototypes looked like this, and now it looks like this. And it's a really interesting headset. It requires a PC, an external PC, and lighthouse tracking. But it's really light with just 185 grams, and it has two 4K displays with OLED, so really big, good black levels and high resolution, and just also half the price of the Apple Vision Pro. So this is a really interesting headset to look for PC VR. And then there's this one, Immersed Visor, from a company called Immersed. Actually, Immersed is a company who they made a software or an app for the Meta Quest and other VR headsets, where you can basically extend your physical screen of your laptop to other virtual screens. And they also build now this headset as a headset particular for work, which is supposed to look more like regular sunglasses, kind of. And so the idea is that you might be wearing this easier on a train or in a cafe to work somewhere without being looked strange in public. And this is they still have struggles with overheating. In their demos, they cooled it down with a frappuccino. So, but it's quite an interesting headset because it's really not that expensive. It costs like I don't have the price here. They're $1,000, yeah. So it's for working headset might be an interesting option. Then Pico, the Chinese company that is owned by TikTok, they have this headset, the Pico 4 Ultra now, which is kind of a clone of the Meta Quest Pro, but from the Chinese market. So this is what's interesting is that for location, if you do more of your own experiences, Pico is more open with the infrastructure for opening up the system than Meta is. So it's easier to build experiences for the Pico than for the Quest headsets. But still, in Europe and the US, Pico headsets are not as widely spread as the Meta headsets. What's very interesting, together with the Pico 4 and also other Pico or older Pico headsets, are these motion trackers that they have now. You can basically strap these. They are quite cheap, actually. You get 2 for $55, and you can strap them on your feet, for example, or around your waist. I think also is possible. And basically, what they do is they have also accelerometers and a compass in them, but they also send out infrared signals. So this means that you can have your legs tracked in VR even without an external tracking system, even if you don't not really directly look at them. So if you don't look at your feet, it would be still tracked by the internal trackers. And the moment you look down, it will also be seen by the headset's infrared cameras. So that it's a combination of trackers, which is supposed to be quite robust. Actually, it's a unique setup, which I don't know from any other tracking markers. Yeah. Then here we have this experience here developed at Filmakademie called Fate of the Minotaur, which I will talk a little bit more about later also. For this, we bought the Vive Focus 3, which is from HTC headset, which is tracking itself and is doing all the computing on the headset. And they now expanded their portfolio with the Vive Focus Vision, which is a camera which also delivers mixed reality experiences on the headset. And the good thing about the Vision, the Vive headset is that it's quite data secure. So it's all on German or European servers and not sending stuff away to the US like the Meta headsets are doing, or like the Pico, which is sending data to China. Yeah. Then also brand new came out the Meta Quest 3S. So I don't know if who of you knows the Meta headsets. Probably most of you. Yeah, you know. Yeah, good. We also have them here, so we'll use them here in the afternoon. So Meta has this Meta Quest 3 headset already on the market for half a year or something, which is still the state of the art. What Meta delivers with mixed reality and virtual reality, and very crisp lenses and displays. And now, but still it costs like 500 to 600 euros. And now they also made this other headset available, the Quest 3S, which is like a middle ground between the old Quest 2 and the Quest 3 by using the optical stack, the lenses and the display from the Quest 2, but using the chipset from the Meta Quest 3 so that you can run all the mixed reality apps that you have on Quest 3, but for a more affordable price of just like 329 euros for a mixed reality headset. It's crazy cheap. So of course they are also selling your data as they are Meta funded, but it's still insane what they're doing. I mean, the Quest headset like this here costs like 1,200 euros, and does basically the same with a less powerful chipset than this headset actually. Yeah, compare like 1,200 to 329 euros. Yes, so that's about this one. Meta has also a lot of other stuff cooking up. So there's Horizon Worlds, which is like their kind of metaverse, where their social space environment where you can play games in XR with other people from around the globe. And you have mini games that you can play with them. You can even create your own mini games inside Meta Horizon Worlds. And you can even sell tickets for events you do in Horizon Worlds. But Meta's of course taking their share from that. And now they have introduced portals with which you can switch between different spots in the Meta in the Horizon Worlds. And they also changed their avatar system, because in the past their avatars looked quite cheesy, and now they changed their avatar system to more nicer looking avatars. You can even, if you want to do your own Meta avatar, you can take a selfie with your cell phone and use this to create your avatar to look more like you. Why is this so important with all these avatar setups? They also have legs by now, by the way. It's important because Meta is also trying to sell you digital clothing. So they have deals with fashion labels, so that if you have your Yves Saint Laurent jacket or something, you can purchase the same thing in VR to be fashionable in the virtual world. Yes. Okay. So and they also developed something new called Hyperscape, which is, I think, based on Gaussian splats. And what they offer, it's not available in Germany so far, but it's available in the US so far. It basically gives you the option to explore photorealistic environments on the Meta Quest headset, which are also computed on the headset and not on an external machine or streamed via the internet. So you can really walk through 3D scans of environments that look photorealistic. So this is coming. And what's more important, let me see here. Yeah, so in case you want to develop any apps for the Meta Quest headsets, which might be coming from 2D apps, it's all interesting for programmers in the room maybe. If you have a 2D app on Android, they also have an SDK now, which should help you to include spatial features into the Android apps you might have already built. But Meta is also leaning heavy on AI, of course, and I don't know if you know that. Meta also has built this cooperation with Ray-Ban, which are the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, and actually they are not a VR headset. You don't have screens in them, but you have a camera attached to it, and a little white LED indicating that you're recording something. It's white so that you don't feel like, oh, this is very dangerous what somebody's doing here, but still you see a little bit of something's going on. And they also include an AI assistant in that headset, which is quite in headphones also. So so it's not, the AI assistant is not available in Germany yet. The headset, the glasses you can buy here at Binder Optik in Ludwigsburg even. I tried them on. They also have a weight like regular glasses, more or less. But concerning the AI assistant, here's where it's getting interesting. I'll show you this one.
Today's video is brought to you by Squarespace. Hey Meta, translate the text in the photo I just took to English.
I can't help with that kind of photo or request.
Why not?
I apologize, but I cannot translate the text as it contains offensive language and personal attacks. It's important to promote respectful communication and avoid hurtful or derogatory speech. Instead, I can help with other translation requests that are respectful and appropriate.
What the heck? This totally...
Yeah, okay, so much. It's a longer video. If you want to see it, you can watch the link later. And actually, that was not something with offensive language, and he later tells the text. It's basically a quote from a film, I think it's Malcolm in the Middle or something, where somebody's giving a speech which is attacking the other character. So he's just aggressive in his speech with the other character, naming it, calling him out to be the dumbest person in the room or something. And this is something that Meta blocks in translating, actually. So this is the future where we are in at the moment.
Today's video is brought...
And but Meta, so since these headsets don't have a screen or something in them, but in the AI assistant, Meta's also showcasing this, and this is I think quite insane. I think I'll show you more of this video. It's just a prototype, so it's not a product you can buy currently. It costs like $10,000 to build them. But this is really like the holy grail in XR, and that everybody was looking for.
This is Orion, Meta's first pair of AR glasses. Up top, I want to be clear. Orion was supposed to be a product you could buy, but it's not. Instead, it's a peek at what Meta has coming for hardware it's releasing over the next few years. And in a bigger way, it's a marker of where the smart glasses of today are eventually headed. I was one of the first people outside of Meta to try Orion. For about 2 hours, I used the glasses to browse the web, play games, and video call with people through Messenger. Oh, and Mark Zuckerberg beat me in Pong.
This is going to be the whole interview. It's just an hour of us going
it's like
we can't.
It's like we're going to ask questions, but instead I just...
You say you're undefeated?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I never won a game before this week.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'd only been defeated. Good game.
Good game. You have an unfair advantage, but that's all right.
I've played a few more.
Orion exists in 3 parts: the glasses themselves, a neural wristband for controlling them with finger movements, and a wireless compute puck that offloads app logic from the glasses to help improve battery and reduce heat. The way you navigate the interface is through eye and hand tracking, voice, and most importantly, the neural wristband. It's hard to compare this experience to a laptop or phone, but in the simplest of terms, your eyes or hands act as the mouse, and you click by pinching your fingers together. If you've ever used the Vision Pro, you'll get how the eye tracking works pretty quickly. I want to focus on the wristband for a second because it's truly one of the most magical experiences I've had with a piece of new technology. And I think the world will be seeing it in the wild even before the commercial successor to Orion is released. It's about the size of a Fitbit and uses electromyography to interpret neural signals and translate them into the input for the glasses. The main gestures it recognizes are pinching your index finger with your thumb to select, pinching your middle finger and thumb to invoke the main menu, and swiping up or down with your thumb against your closed palm to scroll. There's haptic feedback on the band to let you know when it recognizes a gesture, which is a helpful signal that made me quickly comfortable with using it.
Do you like using hand tracking at all with this, or do you mostly just do the band?
It depends on what the app is. I mean, for some of the things, I think it is still pretty natural to like reach out and touch it and all that.
Yeah.
But But I don't know. I mean, the band is just going to keep getting better and better. And right now you have to do these little subtle gestures, but I mean, the plan is over the next few years to make it so that it can just pick up almost motionless gestures that you make. So I think that'll be pretty wild once we get there.
The first thing you notice when you put Orion on is its 70-degree field of view, which is much wider than any pair of AR glasses I've tried to date. A narrow field of view means that AR graphics don't film much of what you're seeing, but with Orion, I had to get up pretty close to something before its edges started to disappear. This made a huge difference for the overall experience. ULED projectors inside the frame of Orion beam graphics in front of your vision via waveguides in the lenses, which are made of silicon carbide and not glass. 7 cameras and sensors in the frames sense the world around you to anchor virtual objects in space. You can leave a window open, turn your head and walk away, come back, and it's still there. The quality of the graphics isn't at the level that I'd want to watch a movie in the glasses, but I had no problem reading text on a web page that was several feet away. My demo consisted of experiences designed to simulate how one may use AR glasses throughout the day in the future. It's clear Meta has an idea for how people will use glasses like these, but the software is early. My demo was very much on rails and guided by Meta employees in the room, though I was able to navigate the glasses on my own a little bit and jump in and out of apps. The coolest part of the demo was using Meta AI to identify ingredients for a smoothie that were out on a table and then have the glasses show me a recipe to make them with instructions. It was a peek at how generative AI can intersect with a form factor like this in pretty powerful ways.
Do you guys know that I make smoothies like every morning?
Okay, so far. So you see, like, this is really, this is quite really state of the art what's currently possible. Here's something, a quote from CTO from Meta. He's saying, if there's a part of your body that could potentially host a wearable that could do AI, there's a good chance we've had a team run that down. I wonder if they also made contact with the cyber browser to decide on this. But yeah, so they're really into AI as much as possible now, and still doing the XR stuff at the same time, and to try to connect it as much as possible. So see, just to show you where the other competitors are currently on the market. So what you can buy here from a company called Even Realities is for 700 euros. Starting point, of course, if you have your lenses, can make it more expensive like this. This is actually a lightweight headset that has just like some little bit of greenish display in them to give you some information. Let's say you want to check the time or something, then you could basically look up, and in the sky you would see the current time or any notifications from your smartphone, and then look down again and go on with your daily life. And they don't have, for example, they don't have microphones in them. They have little batteries in the back here, behind your glasses, and are quite comfortable to wear, and connect to a smartphone app. This one here is a different one. This one has no cameras also. So this one has a little camera here in the middle and a little prism here inside the lens, which looks kind of funky, but you get used to it while wearing it. So this is projecting to one eye. This is stereoscopic, this is monoscopic, projecting a little bit of information in this little field of view. And it's also seeing the world around you, so that you can have an AI assistant also ask them what's going on. What's interesting about this headset is that it has an open source. It's an open source headset, which gives you open source connections to any AI that you can connect to somehow.
Are these new?
Yeah. Other glasses on the market here, very funny prototype from Snap, the company who brought you Snapchat. They are developing this headset for interaction in mixed or in augmented reality, but this has just 46 degrees of field of view, which is quite narrow, and it has a battery life of 45 minutes. So they have a lot to do until this becomes a product. And already more of a product is this one, the X-Real Air Pro, which is basically, it's not having this waveguide glasses, but it's actually having little screens in, like, let's say here in the headset here, and projecting images onto your real glasses from the top, so that you can have a augmented reality experience in the headset. And this is already working quite well, also for looking at screens around the room, for example, but also the field of view of the 50 degrees, not that much, compared, let's say, a MetaQuest headset has a field of view of around 90 degrees, so just for comparison, yeah. And this one is also using an external device shaped like a smartphone called Beam Pro, which is helping with the computing of the headset, so that you can have special Android apps running on this device in your pocket. But this is already a product, so if anybody wants to develop something for this, let us know. Then there's here on the right, you see the Magic Leap is a headset that is also for augmented reality with a projection into the glasses here. And they almost died already on the market, but then Samsung and Google partnered with them, and some people from the Arabic countries put money into the company. So they are developing now with Google and Samsung together a next-gen headset for augmented reality. And what's quite interesting, Microsoft, who came up more or less first with the HoloLens, some of you might know the HoloLens, they took the HoloLens from the market for industrial use and personal use anyways. It was very expensive. Then they had a deal with the US military, which came out this system here called Invas. And now they are also stopping development on that and still maintaining it for the US military. But so they really, so with this decision, now Microsoft completely pulled out of the hardware market for virtual and augmented reality headsets. And for software, they actually partnered with Meta now, that now with the latest developments, you can basically strap on any MetaQuest headset, look at a Windows 11 PC, and connect it instantly with the Windows operating system. So and also they have the Xbox Game Pass for Meta headsets, that you can play Xbox games and stream them on the MetaQuest headsets. So this is how the market goes for that. But there's also some other funny headsets here. That's the last headset I'm mentioning for today, the HoloKit X, and actually we have one of these because I got this one as a gift at the SIGGRAPH conference. So this is I take it out of the box for a moment. That's quite a funny device. For those of you, I don't know if anybody of you owns a iPhone Pro. Does anyone have an iPhone Pro? One, okay. So you can basically put that iPhone Pro here inside the headset from here and use this as the depth sensor as a tracking device. And it has here a transparent see-through, so that you can basically also have the screen of your iPhone be the display for the augmented reality pass-through or see-through on this headset. That's all you need. And you can even use, if you have an Apple Watch, do you also have an Apple Watch? Perfect. You can then even use the Apple Watch as your controller to use the accelerometer, for example, as to invoke actions. So in this case, at the SIGGRAPH, they showed this magic wand experience, which is even on multiplayer, using AirDrop as a multiplayer connection. Really crazy, but it worked. So basically, you see the other one as a wizard on this position where the other person really is, and then you basically hold the wand in your hand and you do like this to activate the Apple Watch, and then you have magic spells being cast. You see that in the headset then on the other player. And if you hit him, then he loses points, basically. So we have one of these here. If you want to play with it, I can get you in contact with the developer for that, for a free SDK to play around with this. And if in case anybody likes and you want to do a multiplayer with 2 iPhone Pros of your own, then you can probably buy a second one for like, I don't know, $100, $200 or something. I don't know. It's not that expensive. So that we also have here. Good. So that's what's going on in the headset market. So, but XR is not just about headset, as I already mentioned. Here's some very funny use, which I would consider also a way of XR. They basically have a steamer here, pushing up steam from below, and having a projector project film onto this steam. So you can have mixed reality with just using Steam. And here's also another interesting use case. They use drones as illuminated pixels to visualize buildings that are not finished or already in ruins, as a live representation of the completed building. I think a really interesting use case of drones and LED technology. Yeah, which is cool. I found it inspiring, at least. And but so what else is going on in Europe? Maybe you heard of the company called Delta Soundworks, which is an audio company here in Heidelberg. And these are from former Filmakademie students who would focus in particular on any sound for XR, for spatial audio. And they one thing is what they did. They provided the sound for or for an experience on microbes, which was for a dome film. I'll just play a little bit of this, maybe without sound here. Let me see if there's something here. So it's basically a science film about microbes. Here it can experience in a dome theater with some virtual characters. And they did that. And also, if you want to go to Heilbronn, which is really close by, you reach it with a regional train. They have the Science Center, and they have experience in their full dome screen called Beyond Chaos 3D, which is showing you fractals in a dome projection in high resolution. Let's see if there's a bit of that. Yes, let's see if they have any dome projection. So you can fly through virtual fractal worlds and have a spatial audio experience with it. So this is like a regular thing you can watch in Heilbronn if you want to go there. Then there's this European Media and Immersion Lab. We have Volker Hetzler in the room, who's running the show for Filmakademie part. So what is it? So EMIL stands is a short for European Media and Immersion Lab, and it's an innovation action funded by the European Union and co-funded by Innovate UK. So this is like a network for schools and companies from Europe who want to develop experiences or technology in XR. And we as Filmakademie also developed an experience called Fate of the Minotaur with it, which is a free roam. It's a multiplayer experience where you dive into the labyrinth of the Minotaur as a mixed reality experience. Justus, who's here in the room, helped putting together the fight with the Minotaur. And it's basically you can experience our experience in either we are making it as a pre-rendered stereoscopic 180-degree film. You can have it see it on Quest headsets, free roaming or on single player, free roaming or with joystick control, or play it free roaming with multiplayer. Next week, actually, for you in the room, it's on Wednesday, right? Yeah, on Wednesday, you can try out the multiplayer experience, and you're the human sacrifices from Athens who are sent into the labyrinth of the Minotaur, and it's like a simple escape room game where you interact with the others to find your way through the labyrinth and also confront the Minotaur. And I show you this little SIGGRAPH reaction video to see how much fun it is. There you go. No? Please run. No, it doesn't want. No, it's again not working. Wait. Let me see if it helps if I do it like this. Yeah, that works.
Hey, Alex.
Yes?
Can you hear me?
Oh, we hear you, actually, Christian. Here. Just give me a second. Where's our Zoom? No? Okay.
Hey, guys. I'm here.
Let me check. I turn you. Can you? We already hear you, Christian.
Hey.
Please turn off your audio as long as you don't have questions for now. Thanks.
Oh. Okay. Is audio good?
Yes,
hear
it's good. Audio is good. We are just already still in the running in the presentation. Okay.
Okay. Let me.
Don't they hear me?
Very well.
Okay. Let's try. Let's go like this.
I, Minos, king of Crete, welcome you here at Knossos, where you will meet your destiny.
There might be some jump scares, you will find out.
I have a little VR headset at home, and it's just so much different being able to walk, and just keep walking instead of reaching a boundary somewhere.
It really felt big.
Oh, we get torches?
Oh, yeah!
Catch.
Oh, God.
Throwing bones around and doing things like that, it's always fun.
In the painterly kind of style, I think that add to the experience.
We were all in. My fear of heights got activated there, and that scared me. And I was like, "This is just a game." I was in the fear.
I like the part where we turn the wheels. I think if you try some escape room stuff.
Come over, look, hi.
Being able to see them and the way they kind of bounce back and forth was awesome.
The sound is also pretty effective. You're almost free.
I made you look and really go around and fully experience the VR. Oh wait, look at this guy over here. Who's this?
Oh no. Hi.
I was very scared that at some point the Minotaur will jump in.
Oh no! Oh god, not me, please not me.
What's going on? What? Ça, c'est comme si ça. On donne les faits. Tu vois? That was sweet. That was so great.
It was a test of our morality.
Yes, it was super fun.
It was an awesome little plot, and I like that there are multiple endings.
Oh.
We made it.
Yay!
I just thought it was a novel experience, even for people that do VR a lot.
It's kind of like just getting out of Disneyland.
I've seen every VR experience I could have with Secret Animals, and this is one of the best.
I would like to play with my kid as soon as possible. Bye, see ya! We're gonna beat ya!
So if you want to feel like coming out of Disneyland, next Wednesday is your chance. If you want to hear more about what's going on in this European Media and Immersion Lab, which projects are developing there, I highly recommend you going on this link here, which has a compact 11-minute video of describing everything that's going on at the moment. It's a lot of interesting stuff, including a VR sauna developed in Finland and stuff, really crazy stuff. Yeah, you heard me correct. Okay, in Wuppertal, there's the Schwebodrom, where you can step on a local, on a real traditional or an original train wagon from the 19th century, and have an VR headset on it and see Wuppertal as it was at this time as a virtual environment. Really nice to see. If anybody comes to Wuppertal, maybe try to check this out. And in Hamburg, there's a new game center coming up now called Game Time. And this kind of stuff is coming up more and more, actually, currently developing also in Germany, like gaming centers where you can play flat games with your friends, but also play VR games. In this case, they have lots of different VR escape rooms, either for kids or for adults. And you can play them there, with your friends. It's not just in Hamburg. They also there's a place like this also in Stuttgart. In case you want to try out something here, it's not called Game Time, but I can look it up for you if you are interested in experiencing that. And this is something also from Europe. It won lots of awards, called Emperor. Inspired by the true story of a man who, after a stroke, lost the ability to speak, and his daughters whose life was forever changed by this event. This is maybe also very interesting for you, Jan, because it's kind of related in a way to your project. And this one you can try out today. I show you the trailer. It's if you want to be more immersed in something which is more narrative, I highly recommend this one. Although there's not enough time to play through the whole thing today, I give you here an impression of what it looks like.
Years ago, my father suffered a severe stroke, leaving him hemiplegic and aphasic. He understands everything, but he can no longer make himself understood. His own words are jumbled. He wants to say one thing, but ends up saying another. But sometimes, I realize there's a hidden connection between what he's trying to say and the seemingly absurd things he ends up saying. I feel as though the key to understanding him is to discover who he was before he collapsed. I need to get inside his mind before it's too late.
So do not spoil you too much for it. It's really, this has very interesting visuals, and you also control everything by hand, like pointing at things, for example, or grabbing things. It's quite linear, but it's interactive, and it's also a good exploration of this, what I meant, middle ground between lean forward and lean backward in a narrative. And you can try this out today. Yeah? So if you want to play the whole thing, it goes like for 40 minutes, I think. It's quite long. But it's really worth trying it out. And in case I prepared also other stuff for you. There you go. Lots of stuff actually. I'll just name it for shortly now before I get Alex on the stage. So Alex will tell you more about Salsa XR. This one, The Secret of Retropolis, is I show you a trailer jump shortly into the trailer for this one. Let me see if this works. No, it doesn't. Let's try it like this. This is actually like a point-and-click adventure in XR.
Of all the offices of all the private investigators in all of Retropolis, she had to walk into mine. Is it because I'm the only robot stupid enough to work as a PI in this city? I can't remember. I'm drunk right now.
It's the famous gem I always wear on me. I need you to get it back tonight.
Well, well, what do we have here?
I say, grind them all. That bot has a problem. Fix him.
I'm all fixed up, really. You don't need to do this.
Yeah, so this is like an adventure game with, of course, story, and you're this robot detective, and you control it basically by stretching out your hand and then grabbing things from afar and grabbing it to you. You have a little inventory with you and have to solve through the plot. In case you want to develop some mixed reality puzzle games, there's also in the same story world, but it's not really having much story, this puzzle game
what happens when you bring flow freestyle gameplay into mixed reality?
Yeah, you have this.
You see, we've stumbled upon encrypted data
So this
that
is a
holds
mixed
vital
reality.
clues, but our advanced future tech seems to be oddly puzzled by these codes. Care to take a crack at it?
You get Retropolis.line.
Yeah. You have to connect these dots in VR space.
Operate
In
these.
3D
Human
space.
fleshy sausage fingers are surprisingly handy.
Yeah, in this way you have to solve like these 3D puzzles. So if you want to try out this, you can do that. Emperor, I showed you. I Am Cat, you showed. You can try out. Dungeon Maker is more advanced. It's hard to get it how it works in this 20 minutes you have in the demo today. But in case you want to do your own dungeon, like the floor is lava or stuff like, or having pendulas going through the room and attacking you while you have to find your way to the exit, you can build your own levels for that. Here's just in black and white, but you can have it now in color in the mix in Quest 3. So you build your own escape room here in the lab, if you want, in the lecture room. Yeah, that's it. And in case you want to travel to some childhood spot, or to some other place on Earth, I can highly recommend this one called Fly, which is based on Google Earth data and is streamed to your headset. And basically, by leaning forward or backward, you fly over the Earth in this photogrammetry scans of the whole Earth, basically. In case some of you want to play this together, we can have it also run here on the screen, and somebody can say, go there, go this way, and the other one can be here in the room and navigate through VR. We can do that. Okay, so that's all the stuff you can try out today. But now I would leave the stage to Alex. We can have a short break. Alex, do you hear us?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Hey guys.
So we'll take a they see you, yeah. Okay, there was just a request for a short break. Is 5 minutes enough for you for a break, or do you need 10? 5 is okay?
It's totally enough.
Okay, then we'll give 5 minutes break. Then in 11:25 we go on with Alex's talk. Thanks. I'm here for questions if you have some already, yeah?
vorinstalliert und alle so gesetupt.
Alex, do you hear us?
Yep, just a
Wonderful.
moment.
Good.
Okay.
So, hi Alex, maybe you can tell a little bit about yourself and your experience and what you're doing in Europe.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you, Andreas, for inviting me. So I am Alex, co-founder of JetStyle and creative director. So we are XR department within JetStyle. JetStyle is a full-scale digital production company. So today I'd like to tell you a bit about our company, show some of our works, maybe answer some questions about how we work with 3D in JetXR. And also I'd love to show you our newest project, Salsa XR. So I hope you guys get to the experience it today and share your thoughts with us. So I forgot to start screen sharing. Nice. Let me share my screen. Can you? Yeah. So can you see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. So just a few words about us. We operate globally all around the world with headquarters in Poland and offices in Kazakhstan, Serbia, Israel, Canada. So we are happy that our work gets international recognition at awards like CSS, Webby Awards, and XR Awards. We've been creating XR experience since 2016. I believe we developed VR simulators for Huawei, some AR projects for Asus, VR rights for such awesome European cities as Amsterdam, Scheveningen in Netherlands, and Stockholm in Sweden. So if you guys have traveled there, be sure to visit them because VR rights are real fun. So let's talk about projects. When I selected our cases for this presentation, I wanted to show you the ones that most impressive from the artistic point of view, first of all. So maybe you find some inspiration. By the way, you can stop me any second, any questions. I'm totally happy to chat. So the first project is Killer Tennis. It's our new VR game for LBE, so location-based entertainment, and like you may notice, the most of VR games in the market, pretty violent, the blood, gore, a lot of guns, probably most of them about zombies and stuff like this. But at the same time, we want VR and mixed reality to be everywhere. So it should be mass adopted by people. So it's not really possible if the content that we create as developers will be so violent. We need more family-friendly games and VR apps in general. We want VR to unite people and give some positive emotions. And apart from this, that's something that you should consider in your future projects, because you can make interesting gameplay, interesting experiences without necessarily make it violent and non-family friendly. So Killer Tennis is a active multiplayer VR game, and it has stylish synthwave vibe. We use the atmosphere of 80s in our inspiration. The game is really, really funky, fast-paced, competitive, and engaging. So this is our in-house project because we want to do experiments with the creative concepts on one hand and gameplay concepts on the other hand. So for such VR game, since this is a multiplayer game, we want to make experience with onboard in VR made to be as simple as possible. So there were no limits to our creativity and stylistic choices in this project. So now let's watch the case study for this project, and let me turn the video off. Me. No audio. Let me speak, and I will try to do it again. That's interesting. The slideshow interface right above the sound interface, so I can switch the. Okay, let me try to. I will stop share for the moment and. Oh. Okay, I managed to do this. So now it have music, and let me share it back. Okay. So you can see it now? Okay. So. And now? No audio? Oh. Maybe, yeah, because that's weirdness of Zoom translation.
Don't see anything.
Oh, okay. I think I can continue with my screen. Actually, there's
Yours?
not much important things in this audio because it's just music. So,
But maybe it's for other videos coming up.
yeah, let's try this. So I catch the screen from you. Okay, so I will try to play this video. We have several different environments here, like all these environments in synthwave stylistics. They have visuals with like key features for this style, like neon landscapes, neon cities, all the characters styled in this visual language. So that's the simple game where people play like tennis and the dodgeball at the same time. So despite this is a competitive game, it is still non-violent. There is no blood. Everything pretty family friendly. So we put a lot of creative efforts into developing the characters for this game. You can choose to be like some extravagant neon guy with a racket or funky DJ girl, and we have with the mechanics for the game, for example, we can with different modifications. It's not just playing hit the guy with. We use a lot of strategies and picking different types of game bonuses, like one ball split into several, like a shotgun balls. You can raise the size of the ball, or you can have some funky rackets. So, for example, you can play with a frying pan or fish instead of a regular tennis racket. So if you are fans of player VR, find killer tennis game in your local venues. So let me turn the video for this. It's an Alex project. It's called Battle Magic. It's also a VR game for location-based entertainment. It looks like a mix of Harry Potter, Zootopia, and again, this game is multiplayer, non-violent, so super family-friendly with a pretty near to zero, really low learning curve. So the last idea is pretty crucial because people don't want to spend time on onboarding as actually they pay for their time spent in the venue. So they want to play game instead of learning how to play game. So you can choose like a school which you play for, like Harry Potter, Gryffindor, or Slytherin, and each school here have their own unique fighting features. It's not just the visual differences. So the process goes like this. First, we create the characters in Photoshop 2D based on the idea of the game designer how this particular school should behave, how their key features, what are the key features, and reflect their gameplay styles and tactics to the visuals. So after everyone agrees visual concept, we go to sketching, Blender, Substance Painter, and develop high poly and low poly models for these characters. because we want them to look really nice, really detailed, and at the same time we want them to be super render effective. So they should not overload our graphic cards. So the gameplay should be fluent and smooth. So we want to achieve optimal performance and impressive with the visuals at the same time. So that's a bit of backstage how we created the characters for the Battle Magic. But enough about VR games. We have some more. I'll leave the link to our website if you're interested. No, but now I want to tell you about VR rides. As I mentioned before, it's incredibly exciting type of VR-based entertainment. So let me tell you about one of the most successful VR rides. It's located in Adam Lookout. It's observation deck in Amsterdam. So I turn up the video, and while you're watching it, I will share what makes this ride successful. So first, make sure that your VR experience is an app's upsell, not a standalone asset. It should be a part of your entertainment for additional fee. The second thing is plot or theme of the VR ride should be connected to the place it's located. So our rides always reflect key features of the cities in the historical and cultural context of the location. It's really important for success. And last but not least, don't forget about creativity and fantastic elements, because the ride needs to provide emotions one never can experience in real life. That's actually a strange, good thing in VR. It can deliver emotions and things that you never can achieve in real life. So, for example, you can fly over the historical center of the city on a high speed, which obviously cannot be achieved in real Amsterdam center. Or you can ride a fantastic animal or encounter dragon, for example, flying through the city. And again, you can see on the video, it's not just a video or VR video. It also accompanied with physical actuators. So you not only wear your VR headsets, but you also are in a special rig which reflect all movements of the right card or you. So your brain have additional signals and believe in this much more. And also these actuators allow you to have more comfort in VR. People with motion sickness have this experience really nice and smooth, just because we have not only great visuals, but also we have aid for the brain with the physical additional support. For this ride, we needed to detailed and realistic 3D model of about 20 square kilometers of the central part of Amsterdam. And it was impossible to use ready-made solutions like, for example, Google Maps. They have 3D models for the big cities, but they actually have a really poor quality and don't provide license for artists to use such models. So we create everything ourselves. All in all, we created about 220 buildings in 3D in high quality, and the ones we fly over most closely. So for a mid and far distance building, we develop special tool internally to optimize the modeling process. It's really impossible to hand model all those buildings in such quality. So to create textures, we went to Amsterdam to take pictures of the city. So we conducted several scouting sessions. They took about a week or so. So we took a lot of detailed photos of all the necessary streets along the road and particular highlights. All those pictures were stored in our internal storage for artists, so they can quickly gather needed references from this storage for each particular model. So the Amsterdam ride was launched in 2021. So after 2-3 years, a lot changed in 3D in VR. So in 2023 was time for us to remaster the experience, to make it more up to date and improve the graphics. So this is called remastering. So let me turn on the video and you can see what's changed. So for a pretty moderate budget and pretty short time, the VR ride can really glow up. So since this is a remastering, it's not remaking. The plot stays the same. The script was unchanged, but the visuals should be up to date. So you can take a look at the elements which we enrich in modern 3D with just visual effects, animations, and textures. So this is like before image, like original, right? And after the remaster, we add a lot of things like more realistic reflections on water, volumetric clouds on the sky, more realistic lighting, shadows, textures, everything have a lot of details, small details, but all those things give more realistic feeling, overall feeling of the experience. So now I'll switch to the XR experience that you're going to try today. But first, let's watch the promo video. And it will be really shame if there will be no audio here, but we will try. And maybe Andreas will launch it from his PC if there will be no audio here, because it's video from our Meta store. So can you have audio?
No. Okay, I'll play it here.
No.
Let me play it here.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's try. So that's the promo video of the product from the Meta Quest store, which we're preparing right now. So we already release it in Meta Store, so you can install it.
Just wait a second.
But the video was, yeah.
Jetzt muss ich nur noch meinen Zoom. So, I'm looking for my Zoom bar. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Zoom is pretty tricky application. Yeah, so that's
wait. Okay.
The video that we will add to the product page. So we have a real life video production session.
Okay, wait, Alex, I show the video.
Okay.
Hi, have you ever dreamed of dancing salsa? Now it's your time to learn this energetic dance. As a professional teacher, I can say that you only need to learn the basic steps of salsa, and gradually you will start to move really cool, just like I do. What do you need to get started? It's simple. Just dance with your heart and download Salsa XR. This is a new app that allows you to learn the basic steps of salsa with a virtual teacher. Put on your headset and move as your heart tells you.
En los años 1600, cuando el tirano mandó las calles de Cartagena, aquella historia vivió.
See? It's all simple, and most importantly, it's convenient. With Salsa XR, you'll learn the basic steps at your own pace, and you'll be perfectly prepared for partner classes with a teacher. And from there, it's just a short step to the dial cano, shines, spins, and inside turns. In other words, to the real salsa.
Yeah. Thank you. That's the promo video that we producing right now. So that's actually a real salsa teacher. He's from Cuba. So why it is non-commercial thing and why salsa? Because 7 years ago, we all realized that XR should be the next big thing. So it was time to prepare for us for this new technological leap. So in 2018, we started working on a mixed reality.
We have a question in the room actually.
Oh,
let me see. There you go.
Sure.
Hi, I was wondering, because the teacher in the XR version was not the teacher you showed in the commercial, and I was wondering if you can get the teacher you showed in the commercial also as a character, because I feel like then I would feel like, because he told me he's gonna teach me, and suddenly it's a woman who's teaching me, you know?
You heard that?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, let me explain. So we have actually, and we will go to this on the next slides. We have a lot of different teachers in the app, so you can choose the one you like. For example, there are 3 female characters and 3 male characters, because actually salsa is a social dance, and you should dance it with a partner. So it's important to choose your role wisely. So if you are in a leading role, boys taking the lead, so you can choose a male teacher, and he will teach you how leading role should step, because they are different for female and male partners. So one of the guys actually look like this guy. It's a Cuban man. He in the hat, but still looks really like the guy you see in the commercial. But apart from that, it's just a production issue, because we shoot the commercial much later after the actual products of the app. So we already have selection of teachers in the app, and only after that we got this wonderful guy. So again, back to the app. We have different selection features in the app. Any taste, you can have different race, different style, whatever you like. Just important only to pick the right role, lead it or leading. But apart from that, you can have the teacher on your taste. And the guy from the video is a real man. We shoot him on a camera, on a video, but in the app, since it's a mixed reality application, you can have the virtual teacher in your space, your actual room. You can place the teacher anywhere in the room, and it will share the space with you. It's not some random VR space. It's just your room, your flat. Yes, it's 3D animated characters that live in your room, in your space. You can place them anywhere you want, where comfortable. Rotate teacher how it's most convenient for you. For example, most of the people like to repeat moves after the teacher when they look on the teacher's back. It's not see it like in the mirror when watch you in the face. So it's much more easier to follow dance when your teacher is you standing behind him. I hope I answered the question.
Thanks. Keine Internetverbindung. Überprüfen Sie Ihr Netzwerk.
Real life application for mixed reality. At the same time, my wife and I were going to visit Cuba for the first time. Again, it was 7 years ago. So what is more Cuban than salsa? So while getting ready for this trip, I took a few salsa classes to absorb local vibe. But what I observed, actually, it was pain. Because at first it was, for me, it was really, really hard to keep up with a group. So everything was just too fast for me. Everybody doing much better than me. So at that time, I have some ideas. So salsa is a partner dance. You need a partner dance, but makes sense to practice basic steps at your own pace at home, because before you going to dance with a partner, you should master these basic steps. It's like a Lego game. So if you master all those basic steps, then you can construct any dance, whatever you want, with all those several, actually, not much of the basic steps. But you should master them first. While you're mastering such basic steps, you actually don't need a partner. And at that moment, I thought it'd be super nice to have an opportunity to have this practicing with my pace without all those social pressure on me. Because this extra practice at home greatly boosts confidence and greatly enrich the process of dancing with a partner. So my passion for salsa and pain gave the momentum to development of these pet projects we created. Salsa XR. So next. Oh. Okay, I will go faster. So we introduce assistance to the interface. Let me try to turn it on. We simply copy regular computer interface and place all those flat floating windows and text hints around the environments, but we working in a mixed reality. It's completely different medium. So we need to take a step forward and came up with something more immersive and convenient. Something that doesn't make you read all those small fonts or push all those small buttons. So we created our mixed reality assistants, our salsa teachers, and their job to facilitate navigation in mixed reality. So you're not alone here, switching between all those windows. You have this guy or girl assistant who show you around the app in full detail. Salsa XR now it's in soft launch phase, so current version allow you to skip the tutorial, but I really encourage you not to skip the tutorial. And after we received the feedback from first users, we realized that actually tutorial should be unskippable. So we will fix this in the next updates. But when you find yourself in new environment, it's really crucial that you spend a bit of your time to adopt to it and see how it works. So our coaches make this process engaging and short. Their presence is much more effective than just making you user read all those written instructions. It feels more like you're getting personalized coaching from the real person. Actually, we proud of how these human-like coaches looks like and behave. So you can see, like I told you, it's plenty of them. They have lip sync, body language, natural body movement. So I have a question for you guys. Today, when you test the Salsa XR, please take notes in the tutorial. And if tutorial helped you understand the features of the app, so don't hesitate to record any nuances that made you trial positive or negative. We're in a soft launch now, so if your feedback and insights will give us a lot of inspiration and improve the app further. And as Andreas told me, you already have the Salsa XR pre-installed in your headsets. But if you have any problems with installation, please reach us in Discord, LinkedIn, and I will do my best to help you with anything. So, thank you guys for your attention. I'm ready to answer your questions.
I have one question. Is it possible to replay the tutorial? Is there a button for that?
Yeah, good one. Actually, because you will do these sessions one by one, so first person will have the tutorial launch on an application launch, but after that tutorial could be replayed from the settings menu. So we have a floating menu since people still used to it, and we have all small gear icon on the right top corner where we have settings, and there is button for replay tutorial, so you can replay it anytime you want.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, my advice is to when one person finish the session, please launch the tutorial again before lending headset to other person.
Yes. Good, thanks. So far any questions in the room? No? Good, then we come we will make up groups of 4 players. And we can now, let me see. Thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you. Pleasure was all mine.
So who want to be? So we will start at 12:20. That's like in 15 minutes. You have like 20-minute spots. Who are the ones who will be the first ones to try out? The later you come, the lower is the battery of the XR headset. So we don't know if you get you. Who wants to be first? Trying things out today? No one? Or scary? Maybe should we start with you 4? Maybe then we. So, can you give me your names? Maybe. Hmm? And are you?
Please, guys, don't be shy. It's a really nice app. It will
You can take
teach
another.
you.
Yeah. Which Daniel? You have several. So, like this. Then second. Mhm. Welche Uhrzeit willst du denn gerne?
Dann ganz gegen 14:20 Uhr.
Und wie ist bei
Hier Kira, kann ab 13:40 wäre glaube ich ganz gut.
ja. Kirian?
Kira.
Kira, mhm. Dann, ja.
Ich würde auch um 14:20 mit Jan machen.
Ich habe den Namen schon wieder vergessen, es tut mir mega leid. Michi.
There is one thing in particular that I'm interested during your trial. It's auto-step feature.
Yes.
This feature when you have ability to press the button on your controller, like this B button on your Quest controller, and the teacher will do only one step further. So you can press, and the teacher do the next move.
Okay.
Press, and do the next move. So I'm interested in this feature because it's super useful, and our tests show that people who skip the tutorial never find this feature, and when I told them, it was like, ooh,
Okay, we will check it out, Alex.
Wish I have this. Yeah. Thanks.
Wie viel Uhr?
2 Uhr.
Karl? So? Einen Platz haben wir noch frei um 14 Uhr. So? Keiner? Okay, nach Julian warten wir nur noch. Auch um 12:40 Uhr? Einen haben wir noch um 12:40 Uhr? Dein Name?
Julian 2.
Gut. Dann wer haben wir noch nicht? Um 13 Uhr. Wer ist aus um 13 Uhr? No one? Mhm. Mit Bindestrich oder ohne? Dann noch jemand um 13 Uhr? Mhm. Einen haben wir noch? Serif.
C-Y-R-I-L.
Ach. Serif, ja. 13:20. Mhm. Und? Mhm. Und Justus? Opa, das ja. Was ist da passiert? Marie und Justus. Und einen haben wir noch? Anyone? 140? Hmm? What's your name? Like this? Like this? Like this? Ach, I. Schön. Okay, wonderful. Anyone else? Yeah? And? What's the
Okay, guys, I will
Good, yeah, thank you.
leave you now, and we will meet on a feedback session. Yeah, I would like to join, but
yeah,
we will meet on a feedback session. So,
wonderful. Thank you, Alex.
till then, bye.
Ist irgendjemand noch nicht dran? Anybody still missing? Ja?
Ich würde dann für 1:20 Uhr nehmen.
1:20 Uhr, da haben wir noch ein frei, genau. Noch jemand? Sind wir durch? Okay, everybody has a spot. Then, so that would mean we would finish at 15:40. Okay, then let's meet at 3 o'clock then afterwards for the groups of you, you know which group you are. I highly recommend every group take one page of this newspaper, and then while you're not here in the room trying experiences, please sit together and discuss your ideas. How an article from your newspaper page might become any kind of XR-related experience. Could be any augmented reality, could be on a tablet, could be with drones, whatever you want. Could be a VR game. Could be just an experience, could be a film, anything is possible. Just to come up with ideas and how to control it, what's the experience like. And then afterward, when we meet at 3 o'clock, we will, you will get, after you try things, you get a questionnaire, which helps you reflect on the experiences you made in VR. We will discuss them in groups, or together in the whole group, what felt good, what felt bad, you will tell the others what you tried out. And so we will discuss this at 3 o'clock, and then we'll have our idea competition, and where everybody can vote like which experience they would try the most, and that will win today's Inside XR award. Then, good. Then let's see. First group, Vadim, I give you. You're the. I give you just one. This one. Then we have Daniel Almagor. You get this one. Then we have Annalena. Lasse? Lasse, where are you? Yeah. Kira? Karl? Jan? And that's about it. So if somebody is super angry about the newspaper articles they just got, I have one spare one if you don't like it what you had at all. Good. Then, thanks. We are done. Please stack all the chairs on the walls that we get all the space free for our experiences.